Highlanders Football Club disappointed their multitude of fans when they were held to a 1-1 draw by Bulawayo Chiefs, a result that pours cold water to all the anticipation of momentum following their 2-1 victory a week earlier over Dynamos. Coming up against a Chiefs side that lost its opening match away to Green Fuel by an identical 2-1 scoreline, Highlanders would not take psychological advantage of an opponent that is still under construction following a mass exodus of players in the off-season. Add to that an appreciative crowd that spared them on 90 minutes, also appeared all set to wrap up maximum points. Unthinkable a draw, don't even talk about a loss. And they had started strongly, and when Brighton Ncuve's booming header flashed away from the Chiefs' goal and Melika's long-range shot went the same way, you got the feeling that Highlanders were in the mood. Maybe they were, and what they needed was just a goal to reward their early industry, a goal they surely were denied by the reflexes of their former keeper, Prosper Matutu, who went airborne to tip Peter Mudua's header away for a corner. Matutu, playing as if to prove his former paymasters wrong for letting him go, proceeded to defuse the resultant corner kick, and the Chiefs had survived the Highlanders' early barrage of attacks. There is no question Highlanders were doing almost everything right in the first half, and when you are proactive, you earn your luck, as when Mason Mushore robbed Panashe Shoko of possession, but Brighton Ncube failed to punish and the great chance had gone. On the 40th minute, Matutu would again deny Boso after another brilliant serve to tip Linot Chikuwa's header away for the corner. When Matutu was not the stumbling block, his upfield teammates, in particular Kolisani Skaramoyo, created a barrier in front of their keeper as they protected their goal with numbers and Boso just could not breach. You have to admit Highlanders did everything to open the scores. The Chiefs remained resilient, and it surely became even more frustrating, especially when Peter Mudua flashed past Sifas Msikavano before releasing a diagonal pass that Nrumbeba must have thought he had tucked it home, only to shake his head in disbelief after Matutu swept it off the line. Perhaps the pressure was too much. At some point, something just has to give. And on the 41st minute, Chiefs buckled when Marvelous Chikumira's corner eluded the Chiefs' defense before deflecting on Chikuwa, and Boso had finally broken the deadlock. Yet Highlanders would not hold onto their lead for long. They were caught on a turnover, having pushed the men up front for a corner and leaving midfielder Makinon Mshore to hold 14 defense backfired after he was left for pace by Neva Rauji, and with danger imminent, Mshore opted to pull him down, and the referee Nelson Meke was left with no choice but to point to the spot. Rauji picked himself up and sent his rising penalty above a diving aerial smander, and the teams were level again. There wasn't a lot of time for much, and the two sides broke for half-time, Boso kicking themselves for the chances created but denied mostly by Matutu, whilst the Chiefs must have been delighted to go to rest at parity. Their confidence and belief could only rise. In the second half, Highlanders again took initiative to search for the next goal. Ashford Faira coming close with what looked like an intended cross that took a twist towards goal, only to dip inches wide of the right-hand post. At the other flank, Marvelous Chikumira also went long range, coming closer than Faira, only for his dipping attempt to bounce off the horizontal bar, though Matutu will claim he had it covered. Nrumbeba should count himself lucky to have lasted the entire duration of the match after escaping a second yellow card following a double-footed lunge with less than 10 minutes on the clock left. Chiefs, whose tactics appeared to include delaying the match, hardly troubled the Boso backline, though there were a few opportunistic moments which they failed to execute clinically. 1-1 draw at Barbourfields then, and if the Boso players rushed to leave the pitch after the match was anything to go by, then maybe they take the result as 2 points lost. Last weekend, after their victory over Dynamos, they went almost the entire perimeter of half the pitch, applauding their supporters. This week they did not. Coach Kelvin Kaindu looked at things from multiple dimensions.
Yeah, I think in viewers' analysis, they will definitely say it is 2 points that we have lost. But from our side as technical, it's a point that we gained. It's unfortunate we could have wrapped up this game in the first half where we had about 4 clear chances. At least we are seeing the offensiveness which is there. It's just unfortunate that we didn't get the goals, but for us to gain a point in a derby, it's always a difficult game, especially when you also play them during the pre-season. It makes it also difficult, but all in all, a point is better than nothing.
Chiefs coach Thulani Spanda hailed his keeper for a job well done, explaining the reason why Matutu had been given the nod for the Highlanders game.
We just thought with the magnitude of the game, we needed someone with experience. You could also see even how he was controlling his defense in terms of open play. He did a brilliant job.
Without doubt for Toots Chiefs, it was a 0.1 and nothing speaks louder than their body language after the match, and the celebrations are a statement of a plan that had come together against an opponent that they always refer to as Big Brother. There were no family favors here. For the Premier Soccer League at Barbourfields Stadium in Bulawayo, I'm Thandazani Zimbwa.